cinnamon cake. Okay, we're live. Hey, everybody. Nobody here yet.
Oh. Like, look at that one. Look at that one.
Look how pretty that one is. Hi. So we're live. It's crazy talk.
It's Work Wednesday.
Work Wednesday. I'm packing a blunt. That's what I'm working on right now.
I'm not working on anything. Well, except for I realized I lost my pencil or eraser.
It's okay.
It's all right. So Work Wednesday. Got our business-minded book. We can do that.
Yes.
We got some headlines we were looking at.
If people get in here.
That.
If people join us today, are y'all going to join us today is the question at hand.
I mean, we've had some pretty active Work Wednesdays recently.
We have very much enjoyed the company. It's Snoop Dogg's birthday. Happy birthday to my friend Snoop Dogg.
Happy birthday, Snoop. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot this was.
Yeah, we're watching TV. It's fine. It's no big deal. We're just watching these people make robots and shit out of cakes.
Engineering cakes.
It's weird. What's up next?
Hey, Nexus.
It's a weird situation. Who is this calling me? No, I don't know anybody with 800 number.
No.
None of my friends have 800 number.
No, neither do mine.
Do we have a lighter over here? I'm sure we do. I'm sure there's one. Your downstairs neighbor is a gamer.
Yes.
And right now he's playing some shoot 'em up game.
Yeah.
We can hear every single little bit of it.
At least he's not yelling.
At least he's not screaming at it. Yeah, he was screaming at it earlier, which was interesting. I was like, what the hell? What's the hell's?
Lighter?
I was just going to dig in here and get one because I was sure, and I was not wrong, that I had one.
Lighters everywhere.
Light them up. Light them up. Light them up. That's not how that song goes. I don't think so. I'm wrong.
We can make our own version.
New York. What did New York just do? Oh.
No more testing.
No more testing.
Via the Department of Labor. In employment cases. So you can't be tested. I wonder, does that mean for the job or... I didn't read the article, full disclosure. I just saw the headline, but I think that's maybe just to get the job. Like, keep in mind, if you use any type of substance and get hurt on the job, you may still be tested for that substance or for substances because they're going to try not to pay you workers' compensation for an injury you received at work. They want to try to get you on some personal negligence. So that's what that looks like. Still required for those considered safety sensitive positions under federal and state laws. And so, yeah, so if you get hurt too, I'm assuming just based on that sentence alone, that also if you get hurt on the job, they will test you for that. Employees under 21 are excluded from the protections provided by the state's adult use cannabis laws, not medical.
So what if they have a medical card? I wonder if they could present that.
Right. If they're, a younger aged patient that's been approved by their physician.
Right.
These employers are also barred from prohibiting employees from consuming cannabis outside of work hours or forcing employees to waive their protection rights under the law as a condition of hire or continued employment. Employers do have the right to prohibit cannabis consumption at work or during work hours, including
during
breaks.
Work hours, I could see.
Including breaks.
That's dope. Well, no, it's not. I get it. I get that. I mean, a little bit I get it, but I will say this about that, is that there's not a way to really test whether or not somebody... I mean, you could test like their blood and see what the numbers are, the nanograms or something like that. But it's not going to tell you if that, I mean, it's just going to,
it's not going to
I feel like a regular consumer is going to have high numbers. What's up, Libby? I feel like a regular consumer is going to have high numbers. Do we bring the ashtray over here?
Probably not.
Probably not. I'm looking for it.
So what do I got? What do I have?
I have this. This is fine. I just emptied this. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. This is the Cannabis Closet podcast, and it is Work Wednesday. I am Canna Queen. This is my co-host, MJ. I'm actually in her living room right now smoking a blunt. So that's what's happening.
If you're my HOA, no, we're not in my living room.
If you're her HOA, we are not in her living room smoking a blunt. We are not even on your property right now.
Nope.
And what I said was
we're
wrong.
at a super secret podcast location.
I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm not in my cannabis closet. So how could I don't even know where I am right now. Don't even listen to me about it.
So this says, under the rules, drug testing is also not permitted to determine whether an employee is impaired because such tests do not currently demonstrate impairment.
That's it. Like a regular drug test is not going to demonstrate impairment, and they don't have that yet, which is a good thing and a bad thing in my opinion, because it's a good thing because then, there's no way for them to do the testing, but it's a bad thing because they still do the testing anyway, and then they pretend like they know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't. They don't.
So go New York for taking one step closer, but also being an idiot and not just fully protecting your patients.
Yeah, you should.
Or your adults.
Yeah. Definitely, I'd like to see a step in the right direction. You guys should have been protecting your patients long ago when you legalized medicinal cannabis in your state. And but I like the step in the right direction. There's somebody at my front door.
Well, while you're checking that, we can go over a fun little another headline that we pulled from Ganjapur is that a Texas dispensary is doing a bus tour for enrollment. What happened there?
I don't even understand. How is this even legal?
That's where I don't know much Texas's program. I know that it was very limiting, but it does say in this recently that they did add PTSD and cancer onto that list recently.
They have.
Which, why it wasn't on there to begin with surprises the crap out of me.
They have a low THC program.
Right.
Too, and
yes.
It's very, very limited.
But very
limited. I think they have like 3 to 5 dispensaries in the whole state.
So this particular dispensary that's sponsoring this bus program is going to be traveling around from the Austin to like San Antonio and 4 different locations, basically trying to promote the Texas program, let people know what it's about, how that it's not as hard as people may think it is to get qualified, get registered, and become a medical cannabis patient.
They say it's not as hard as people think it is, but they're right. I mean, they are right about one thing. That it doesn't have enough attention on it. And so they're not dispensing.
I don't know. This article actually said that they are going to operate as a dispensary clinic and obviously
I could see the clinic.
I
could see the clinic and the education piece, but I can't understand how they could legally drive around the state dispensing.
I know. I wasn't really clear about that.
I don't feel like their rules allow for shit like that.
Probably not.
Yeah, that sounds a little suspect. Be careful out there. If you're purchasing from a traveling bus in Texas, I would consider not doing that.
But go get information about how to become a patient and knowing your rights to register.
Yeah, don't get excited because somebody is doing something crazy like that and you don't know the laws, because you get caught up in that bus. They don't care. Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Unfortunately.
If it were, we'd all be innocent.
Lady.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like a setup, right? It doesn't sound right. Oh, speaking of setups, let's talk about this. There was a story recently that was sent to us. We have a group chat with our girlfriends. So it was sent to us through the Razzle Snack. Don't ask. I'll tell you if you want to know. But so the story was about an elementary school teacher. Elementary school? No, middle school or something.
I want to say it was like 5th, 6th grade. So yes.
Yeah, so maybe middle school.
Why don't you come around the other way? It's a lot easier.
I know. She's like, I want to get up with you.
Go around. Go around.
She's being like, kind of like an obstinate 2-year-old right now. She's been crying all day about we don't know what. I know. Nugget's just asleep. So this teacher in a non-legal state, I want to say it was in like South Carolina.
South Carolina. Yep.
Yep. So in South Carolina, this teacher gets busted because the story goes that South Carolina teacher arrested because one of her kids took home some edible or left the classroom with marijuana edibles. We always say, I'm always on here like, ain't nobody putting no damn edibles in your kid's fucking Halloween bag. That shit is expensive. And this story sounds suspect to me for many reasons, that being one of them. It's not cheap. And then you're in a non-legal state. Definitely not getting this shit for cheap. Definitely not. Okay.
And keep going. Like it gets
way worse. Okay. So I'm just going to read the story because it's fucking interesting.
Because you're like, no way.
This can't be.
This is how you would ask.
It doesn't sound logical to me.
It's not logical.
Okay. So tell me, I mean, I'm just like avidly in this cannabis space and in the cannabis community. So maybe what sounds logical to me maybe is off, based on my experience. So here we go. This woman was 27 years old, is 27 years old. She's still alive. 27 years old, elementary school teacher, elementary school, Lexington, South Carolina, arrested after authorities investigated claims that a student picked gummies that contained marijuana from a classroom prize box.
I want to be in her class.
I have a couple of questions about the gummies that they pulled out. Were they THC gummies or were they Delta 8 THC gummies? Because those are being sold legally in the United States, where there's kind of a little loophole happening. But be careful, because the FDA and the CDC are looking into that. And I think I read somewhere else that
even
another
right
agency is looking into it.
Speaking of South Carolina, there's a little headline.
There's
Delta 8 THC, not legal hemp, according to the South Carolina.
So South Carolina's like, this is not legal, but there still are people probably
Attorney
selling
General.
it there. What did I say? Did I say something else?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, I was just saying.
Who said it? The Attorney General. So anyways, I don't think it clarifies that in this article. I've read it. I've read it from 2 different sources. So this is why I'm talking about it now. She turned herself into authorities on Friday. She was charged with 1 count of possession of Schedule 1 drugs through the sheriff's department. That's information. She did not immediately return requests for comment to this magazine, whatever. The sheriff said it became involved in the case on September 23rd when it was alerted that a student at Rocky Creek Elementary School had pulled a bag of marijuana edibles from a prize box in Wise's classroom that was used to reward students. First of all, stop giving your students sugar as a reward because it's killing them. Okay. And that's why everybody my age is addicted to it, like right now, and everybody in America. And your children are too, and stop it. You're going to kill them.
Give pencils away at Halloween. You'll be the hit of,
I mean, elementary school kids love pencils.
Pencils or stickers.
Those little rubber things that stick on your thumb, they're little monsters. They got them over at the fucking Baskin Robbins.
Slap hands.
Do you remember those? Slap hands. Yes, I love those. Anything like that would entertain an elementary kid and also middle schoolers. Guaranteed. Get them a fucking fidget spinner, okay? They'll love it. And it won't kill them. Okay, here we go. So, she said no. Welcome back.
None of that was serious, right? Like,
welcome back.
Fucking
sister.
Give me sugar. I will eat all your sugar.
We'll like, speaking of sugar, we're going to eat a ton of it at your house. When was the last time?
Wait, what?
They don't want toys. Oh, well, I don't know. I'm just telling you what I thought I knew, but apparently I don't know.
They want candy.
They want the candy because we have made them addicted to it.
Are you going to give them a toothbrush? Yeah, we should. We should give them candy and a toothbrush. We're going to do that.
I'm going to make them
Oh,
give me.
stop it. We're canceling raisins this year. Raisins have been canceled. They end up in places they're not supposed to be. They end up in like cookies and like pudding and rice sometimes.
Or your dog tries to eat them.
Yeah, they're not good for your dogs either. So you shouldn't be feeding raisins to your, or grapes. They're not good for your animals, your pets. Okay, so according to the report, Wise brought a bag of candy from the dollar store into her classroom, and 2 students were allowed to pick from it. One student grabbed a bag labeled Stony Patch Kids, thinking they were Sour Patch Kids. The other kid says they grabbed a Dum Dum. So they are a Dum Dum. You got all this candy. You grab one little tiny Dum Dum.
A Dum Dum. My dad does
Big
give out
bars.
the Dum Dums though.
Big bars. I mean, I'm
He
cool
gives
with
you
the
a
Dum
few
Dums.
of them.
Yeah, not one. This
Gives a
kid
couple, few.
picked one Dum Dum, according to another source. Anyways, that bothered me. I thought that was part of the story that sounded suspect.
Yes, exactly.
What
Like
kid grabs one Dum Dum?
and that's the story.
Okay.
One Dum Dum.
So these
One
Stony
Dum Dum,
Patch Kids. Okay, so detectives confirmed during interviews that Wise took a pack of edibles from the student and told them to pick something else. So she said, "Nope, you can't have those." I don't know, like maybe she was like, "I don't even know how those got in there." She said, "Nope, grab something else," and then didn't pay attention to what the something else was. Like
It even says the kid like searched and found
another pack. Okay, and you didn't be like, "Nope," like what the fuck? I mean, this sounds so much like you've already been burned. Why wouldn't you check? Why wouldn't you just check? Give him a Dum Dum. Get him
a Dum Dum too.
Yeah,
You get a Dum Dum.
Dub Dub tried to get me arrested. Well, that's what he did. Okay, so detectives confirmed during the interviews, blah blah blah. The student went back to the box and happened. This one says happened to. The other story says he searched for it. Anyways, happened to grab another pack of edibles. Happened to grab in a full bag of candy and you didn't go, hold on, let me just double check this bag real quick. Make sure we double, you know what I'm saying? Like as an adult, 27, your brain is fully developed. No more excuses. Let's go. I mean, I did stumble into my 30s. We were just talking about this yesterday, how your 30s are actually the biggest shit show of your life, even though it looks like a lot of fun and it feels like you're going in the right direction. When I look back on my 30s, God, what an asshole. Anyways, I'm still an asshole.
20s, 30s. Yeah, rolling in the 40s. That's all right.
Sorry. Okay. The student left with the gummies and asked a teacher at an after-school daycare program to help him open them. The daycare teacher contacted the child's school. Then authorities say the school's assistant principal found another package of marijuana gummies in the prize box. Now that's 3. You're telling me, no, we'll keep going. No students ate any of the products. Well, thank goodness. But also, they would have been fine.
It said 350 milligram package.
Let me tell you what's the most harmful thing in that package. The sugar. The sugar. It's real. Okay. I say that. I want to just stress to you how much I'm really not trying to be a hypocrite. Sugar will kill you, okay? That's real, okay? But also, there are caramello and some ghosts right here, and also some pumpkins going down.
It may be that time of the month, and we're not talking Halloween.
Yeah, there's red moon, red full moons,
red tide,
all over the place. Chocolate's the best way you can all stay alive right now. Okay, so anyways,
and cannabis.
Ding. Chocolate and cannabis is keeping you alive right now. We're making t-shirts right now. Maybe we'll share a couple of designs and show you what we were working on. Marla, do you have one of those fucking expensive ass bullshit connectors that you need for the new Apple machines so that you can plug a goddamn USB into it? Because if you do, I would like to borrow it when I see you. Because I left mine at home, they're over $100 to buy a new one.
Let's talk about technical glitches that we experienced today while we were trying to work.
Hold up.
Oh yeah, we're gonna finish.
Let me finish
headline.
this headline. So they found more in her classroom. The safety of our students is top priority. She's been relieved of her duty, by the way, obviously, because she's also been arrested. It's unacceptable for a staff member to potentially threaten the well-being of a child. I mean, bring it down just a little bit. You're fine. She didn't bring meth into the classroom. Okay, so I'm not trying to undermine you. Children should not be using cannabis, but also, I mean, I've been listening, I've been catching up on My Favorite Murder lately, and they've been getting stories from listeners about, you know, from us who grew up in the 70s, 80s, and early 90s, accidentally drinking lots of alcohol in your house as a young child. I have a story about it. I have a story. My parents had a party. I have a couple stories, actually. My parents had a party, though. I remember this distinctly. And I had gotten up early before them. They were still asleep in a drunken coma, probably on their way to hungover. And there were like glasses everywhere, all over my living room. I got up, you know, Saturday morning cartoons or whatever the fuck. And there's no soda in the fridge. And it's the 80s. So that was what I drank for breakfast. And there was soda, though, in a glass next to an armchair, like a chair. So I took a huge gulp of that soda because I was like, yes, soda. Because I was a fucking child. I was in elementary school. And gross. It was disgusting. It burned on the way down. And I felt horrible for like the whole like morning. So yeah, I mean,
oh no.
Anyways, just this is what I'm saying is that if we can survive the 80s, your kids can survive a Stony Patch Kid is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
If I'm saying anything at all. This story did not say
that one didn't do as much justice as the other one.
The other one said that they went in and they searched, the police went in and searched and found 2 more packs of these Stony Patch. So my question
searched her home and found packages like it.
Yeah.
So to connect it.
So, my question is the kid grabs the Stony, like I don't understand the perspective of the suspected perpetrator.
Maybe she
here.
was eating them and just wasn't,
maybe she was high when it happened.
I mean, I hate to say that, but I mean, definitely like for me if I'm going to eat edibles, I do have to eat enough where I would be impaired. And I would not think straight, but I would not be teaching children.
No. First of all, that's my nightmare. That's real life. There's a real reason. Yeah. I mean, you know what I would like to do? I would like to be like a big sister, but to like one dope ass kid. But like, also, I don't think that
I don't think they would let
is
us,
allowed
because I've thought about that, and I don't think they would let us.
I would be like, excuse me, I'm gonna be high when I see this child, but we're gonna do cool ass shit. Like we're gonna hang out and talk about life. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, agreed. I know.
I'm not a bad influence. I'm a great influence. I'm just high all the time.
Yes.
And this is what you get.
But that's the thing is that we function. We do our life.
Great example
of, you know.
And I wouldn't encourage a child to smoke. Like that's not.
No, it's not even it's not even talking to the kid about it. It's saying, I'm going to be this
like
to the people that know that you are going
like
to
I'm not going to show up as somebody
child.
else. Yeah. Like, but I could still be a good influence on a young person. Maybe, I don't know what y'all's opinions with children. Y'all might have some opinions about children that I don't understand. So this is what I'm going to say is that maybe like an older, not older, like in high school, but like an older kid that understands. I know some of my friends teach their kids that this is my medicine and this is, you know, so maybe an older kid that kind of grasps it in that way, or maybe a younger kid that doesn't really notice it at all. Right. So I don't know. Anyways, but I don't think I would do well with younger kids. That's just me. They cry about weird shit and I can't,
I can't. I would be like, can somebody come get this child?
Yes, at a certain
crying?
age, when they can communicate and let you know like what they want and what they don't.
Limitations.
Yes, there's that. That would be, you're like,
your baby's crying. That's me. That's me. I'll be like, your baby.
So you need a kid that's like self-sufficient. You need a child that is self-sufficient. You are just the adult to go to should something go amiss.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would save your baby from
or
a fire.
They should be
right?
able to call 911 if you should go amiss.
I could feed your kid. I've changed a diaper. I've done it. I don't want to do it. Today, I had to take the hair out of the drain because it was clogging the drain.
Oh, my bad.
It was partly my fault and partly your fault. I don't want to talk about it. I shaved my legs today. That's all I'm going to say.
Not it. Don't do that.
I almost threw up doing that. I was like, don't look at it. Right. So like, imagine me changing a diaper. Don't look at it. It's so gross.
It's just hair.
When they can wipe their own ass, that's the kid you want. That's what I say too. Also, I don't know. If a kid needed, like, I'm such a take care of somebody person. Like if a kid needed me, I would just pop into action, but I can't do that 24/7. It's just not a thing that I can do 24/7.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's not who I'm not built for that. I'm built for other shit. I would be like, can somebody please get the baby? It's crying. And I will even do the dishes.
I'll do anything.
Listen, is my husband on this thread right now? I will do the dishes if you take the crying baby. I literally cannot. I don't do dishes. I don't do them. I hate it so much. Literally, I would trade a crying baby for it.
Noted. I mean, up to a certain age, they do.
Certain age, you do. Like.
I mean, maybe not. I mean, they do go down for naps, but you have to
Some
be
of them
available. You have to be available.
Some of them nap for like 5 minutes, and then they're awake again. And then
Dude, I know. I've watched those videos of those children that run their parents
raggedy. And then you know what? I'm going to tell y'all this. And I listen, I don't know this from experience clearly, but I know this is a fact. The only reason some people make parenting look easy is because their kids are actually much easier. Like your kid is, if you're having a hard time parenting right now, your kid is a hellion. It is not your entire fault. Okay. It isn't. You were just blessed with this personality. Make it strong and make it productive. That's all I have for you.
Yeah. Work with this child. You know how to,
like,
right?
Yeah.
Or you should, I mean,
she said not 24/7. That baby goes down for 5 seconds. I've seen people like, I can't even take a shower. Like, I don't understand. I can't. But I could help you out on sometimes. But the second that, I can help you out in other ways is what's up, Jess? What I'm saying is that I can bring you flowers, right? And I could I don't know what else I could do.
You could walk the dog.
I could walk the dog. I could pick up your groceries. I'm that auntie. And once that child can wipe its own ass, I can fucking give you a fucking full day by yourself almost. Maybe 4 hours.
Start with 4 hours.
That's probably.
And then, see how, you get along.
Yeah.
And then if you don't, then perfect. Nope. We're good.
Just telling you what I know.
We're good.
This is why I don't have kids.
I'm an auntie too. All right.
What are you doing today?
I don't know. It's work Wednesday. We did try working today.
We did.
I've been up since 3:30 because for some reason I woke up. My bladder woke me up, and then I did not go back to sleep.
That's the reason.
So I came downstairs and I actually kind of cleaned my kitchen. Which
she did the dishes. You guys.
I did the dishes.
I don't do the dishes.
I cleared off my counters, which were
she said start with 2.
Mother...
4 is a long time.
If you don't like them.
She's probably right.
I do remember that happening to me when I babysat as a teenager for the first time. I think super young. It was someone in the neighborhood, and this child could not speak full words, and so it drove me fucking nuts.
Nah.
And then that quickly I was like, I do not want to do this ever again, and I don't think I ever babysat another child again until my nephew was born, and then I was more equipped to.
I think it's different because it's your sister's.
Totally different. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Also, I knew when I was a kid that I didn't want kids. I thought in my 30s, again, your 30s, you think you got it all together. You don't. You do not. Don't let your guard down right now. Keep moving in this forward direction. Keep growing, but you do not have your shit together. I promise. I thought I had my shit together, and I was like, maybe I want a baby.
I almost threw up. Sorry. No.
Oh my God. The thought.
Oh, that was disgusting. I'm so sorry. That was not in anything to do with children. I promise. That was just the
She's not telling the truth.
That was perfectly timed reaction.
No,
or a cough.
That's a Freudian slip. That's what that is. That was Freudian right there. Your body was like, ugh, children.
I mean, I love other people's children because I can give them back to them.
Everybody's like, yours would be different. Your own would be different. And I'm like, no, my own would be an asshole and also anxious too, like as fuck. Like, I don't. She said she almost, because she did. Oh my God.
Okay, moving on. We're the Cannabis Closet. It's Work Wednesday. We have not worked. Oh, so getting back to the technical difficulties of, we were ready to pump out some Cricut designs.
Oh, they're so good.
And we were ready to do some like putting on clothing and whatnot.
Brought my jean jacket.
And so I have 2 computers. She has a computer. I have several printer cords and printers.
That's bragging.
I run an office. So
first world problems.
If you need
here.
a printer, you can have one of mine because I want to. I'm going to get permission to office.
Office Space, one of those. Ooh, I want to be here for that. Okay, sorry.
I will get permission. That one may be on its way out. It won't calibrate properly. So, back to the story. I go to load the Cricut Design Studio onto my computer and it won't take it. I go over to another one and it opens it, but then it won't let me sign in. She doesn't have a cord
because
that
Apple
will connect.
They got me.
She needs the dongle, sister. So
the dongle.
That's what they call
Stop
those.
Calling it nasty shit like that. The dingle dangle dongle. What the fuck ever. It's National Chicken and Waffles Day, y'all.
It is national. We had chicken and waffles. We baked a good chicken and waffle. I mean, it was decent for what it was. I mean, we did an Eggo.
It was an Eggo. It was a Walmart brand Eggo. And the Walmart chicken place, they make the fried chicken.
Oh, yes, the hot fried chicken from Walmart because my Walmart has the food. The deli.
The Walmart fried chicken. They didn't have no frozen fried chicken. They didn't have any banquet.
No, they only had the like breaded chicken tenders. Anywho, so we got the fried chicken from the deli and Walmart deli, and I already had some I think Walmart brand syrup.
Yeah, that log cabin syrup. It comes out like a river. Like it just onto your
syrup.
mouth.
So one of my people posted, do you say syrup or syrup?
I say syrup.
Syrup. You don't know how long I sat there going syrup. How do I say it? Pick me up some syrup.
Oh, let's see. I'm trying to see. What was that? Some syrup.
Syrup.
It's. How about y'all?
Is it syrup or syrup?
I think it's syrup. It's SYRUP. Syrup. Syrup.
I almost got scammed the other day. Was this on Monday that this happened? Monday morning? Did I talk about this already?
No, we were talking to the Discord group about it.
I didn't almost get scammed, but somebody tried to scam me the other day.
It was an exciting thought because it was like,
used
we're going to give you $3,000, gift you $3,000. Oh, we just woke up and wanted to give people $3,000 today.
Yeah. Like, listen, when somebody says that to you, even if you know it's not true, I just want to make sure I know where that story came from because I found another one about this South Carolina teacher. Even if you know it's not true.
Didn't see that.
Ew. I didn't see that. Let's look that up while I tell what was I talking about?
Syrup.
Oh, that is scanned
$3,000, yes.
So in my Snapchat, this person sends me a Snapchat, says they want to send me some money. And I was like, well, dope, send me some money then. Cash App, $, Can of Queen DGO. If anybody wants to cash at me for any reason whatsoever, I'm not promising that you will get anything in return. But if you feel generous,
smile.
By all means, $, Can of Queen DGO is where you can load my ass up. I will not be upset about it. Anyways, so he says, I want to send you some money. Sending a bunch of people money. I said, That's what I said. Sure. He said, no, this is real. What's your Cash App? I said, here's my Cash App. $, Can of Queen DGO. In case you forgot, by the way, that's what it is also. So I tell him that. And he says to me, is this you? And he sends me a picture of my Cash App profile. And I said, yeah, that's me. And he said, great. And then he shows me a picture of this pending $3,000. And I was like, cool. And then he was like, you got to pay for the log. And I was like, excuse me? I'm not paying for anything. Like, if you want to give me a gift, it's a gift. It's like, I'm not exchanging services or anything like that. And he was like, no, it doesn't cost you anything. Okay, well, it sounds like you said I got to pay for something. So it sounds like it does cost me something. Anyways, so we went round and round, and he kept telling me he was going to send me $3,000, and he didn't. So once again, another man has disappointed me. Moving on to the next story.
It's just another disappointing white man.
This is going to make me sick and angry, but go ahead.
Using cannabis in his apology for being a
Y'all stop it.
fucking doofus.
Go ahead and read his statement. Your sister wrote the statement here. I put it up on the screen. But this is what he said.
Yeah.
Do we want to?
I mean, it's the full. It is vomitous to think that he gets to have a.
So he basically apologized for his behavior, which is disgusting on its own, and also said that drugs were the source of the society's ills, basically suggesting that. Said, I believe this country would do better if everyone would stop smoking marijuana and doing all these drugs and causing racism and violence out in the streets. Okay, so.
I'm sorry, I can't even watch TV anymore.
Oh, you can't watch TV anymore. Meanwhile, you get to live and breathe. Congratulations.
I'm doing it for you guys. He put in here. I know that's what you guys would want me to do.
No, I would want you to not go out and murder people. And that's what I would like for you to not do. Cannabis does not make people violent. There are some people who should not use cannabis or any substances because they just shouldn't. Okay. And I'm not going to say that everybody does well on cannabis, but do not get in trouble and stand on the stump of stigma to protect you. It's disgusting. And there are too many people in this world who need cannabis to heal and to live. And for somebody, I'm going to make a trigger warning comparison, but this is like if
you accuse somebody of assaulting you who didn't actually assault you. What does that do to, as a woman, what does that do to the Me Too movement and to the women who are fighting and get accused of being the perpetrator of their own victimhood? Like, it's so disgusting. I can't handle it. I can't do it. May he have the day that he deserves.
Yeah. So that's
every day for the rest of his life.
Thank you. That's great. That's a great way to lead. And that, and away with that doofus.
Yes. I wanted to see if I could find more information on this.
Anything else? Any other headlines anyone has seen recently that you want us to cover? Let's see. Where else was I? It was on the ganja.
Also, by the way, the teacher, in case anybody was wondering, is this lovely lady. Am I holding it in the right space? Yes, I hope so. There we go. There she is, this lovely lady right here. So she'll probably get a slap on the wrist, you know?
I don't know. It's South Carolina, right?
And yeah, but she's a white lady. Okay. So she should get in some kind of trouble. You shouldn't be giving cannabis to kids. You just don't do it unless they medicinally need it, and then there's a way to give them proper dosing and all of that stuff. It's all monitored. But also, she's a white woman. She's gonna, like, if it had been any other person who was not a white man or a white woman, there's a higher likelihood that there's going to be, but I mean, maybe they'll make an example of her, but I don't know. This country is in love with white women. So we will literally do anything to protect white women. Yes, I know what I look like. I do. I see this in the mirror every day. I'm not disappointed. I'm beautiful and I love my face, and I love who I am. But I also recognize my privilege, and that is a privilege, is that she is likely going to get a lesser sentence for a crime that if anybody else had done it would be in jail for a lifetime, like 20 plus years for sure.
I think this is just a funny headline. It's not that it's funny, but it's punny. Heisman Trophy winner Ricky Williams launches Heisman cannabis brand.
Heisman. Highghs.
Hi. So this athlete has launched his cannabis brand. I'm going to open up the article just to see if he is giving back to his community or what his ultimate goal with the Heisman cannabis brand is, and if they're going to have anything to say about that.
I just wish I had the money to jump into anything I wanted to just because it's a money maker, even if I don't know anything about it. It's just like, I'm not hating on anybody who gets into the cannabis industry. I mean, especially if it's for the right reason. I'm hating on like the MSOs and stuff like that a little bit, because sometimes it's just greed. I don't like it. But what I'm saying is like so many of us work so hard to get our foot through the door, and it's just so simple. Boom, like that. Heisman Trophy winner has a cannabis brand.
Okay. So the flower products are going to be football themed. Imagine that.
That sounds fun.
Sativa strain is called pregame, hybrid strain is called halftime, and indica strain is named postgame. They'll be released in eighths and pre-rolls, and the brand, of course, the brand name itself is a spinoff of the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, we know. Thank you. Williams was suspended 5 times during his NFL career for violating the league's substance abuse policy, missing 2 full seasons.
He was like, "Fuck your policies, I'm a smoker."
In March,
I
the
respect
NFL
that.
announced it would end suspensions for positive cannabis tests and raise the threshold for failed tests from 30 nanograms of THC per milliliter of blood to 150 nanograms.
Oh, see, I had the correct unit of measurement earlier.
Oh, yeah. So, anywho, it was created for fans that are aficionados of sports and cannabis.
You want to share that on the comments?
Yes, I can. It does not say that it'll be available in California, Nevada, and Oregon. It does not say anything about giving back to.
I don't know, because it's spelled differently. He can get away with it, and he has the money to pay for the trademarking of that brand being. I don't think so. It sounds like it, yes, but if they look at the spelling of it, the way it's branded, if he brands it properly, he'd be fine.
I mean, they said it's years in the making, so it sounds like they've probably done their legal eagle stuff.
He got the money to get an attorney for that shit.
Yeah. Let's see. So I'll put the link in to the comments if y'all want to check out that article from Ganjapreneur.
Ganjapreneur. That one was a hit. Ricky Williams.
Survey finds 46% prefer to live or will only live in places with legalized cannabis. Well, if you are a cannabis consumer,
can we make a t-shirt that says I'm amongst the 46%?
I'm amongst the 46%. I mean, even Destiny's like, why the fuck am
I here? Yeah, I saw that.
And obviously people have to be where they have to be, and cannot be in a legal state. So this is where you jump into your state. It's a privilege
to be able to just get up and move to a legal state or choose a state based on that, because a lot of the states that have legalization are also quite expensive to live in. So, like, there's this catch-22 about it. People who moved to Colorado when there was that whole green rush happening, it's expensive to live in Colorado, but they had to move, for their children. And they made the sacrifice, but not everybody has the ability to do that.
So try to get it moving in your own state if you don't already have something existing, or move your regulations along and get the conversations going of what you would like to see for your community.
Yeah.
And your medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So
also it goes to that whole, there's a lot wrong with prohibition, including the onset of all of these new loophole type cannabinoids. They can be problematic. It can be a problematic thing. But also there's something to be said for sticking around and fighting the fight. All these people who, when we have all these big presidential elections, if you don't like it, then you can move, right? But no, that's not the heart of America. The heart of America is, if you don't like it, help change it. Be the change. So change it. Yeah. And I have respect for people who stay and fight the fight. So it's a risk.
Go show. Las Vegas is doing a bunch of different things. One, they're moving forward with their consumption lounge policies.
That's exciting.
It looks like there's a headline from, I guess this is January, that business insurance policies are approved.
Well,
wow.
Shit.
Also, back in April, they opened a cannabis museum, which was opening in July. Sorry, it was reported on in April. So go Vegas. It's BizCon right now.
Yeah. So what is that? What is that? Do we know the name of that museum?
Let's look it up.
Because we're definitely going to have to hit that up when we go to Vegas. We didn't go to Vegas this time. It is BizCon right now. BizCon will be wrapping up on Friday. So they're right in the middle of it. To everybody at BizCon, I hope you're having
starting
a very successful show. I miss being on the floor. It's one of my, I love it. I love being in the middle of all of just the chaos. It's chaos, and I love it. And it's organized chaos. And
I miss trade shows. That's where my background, trade shows and stuff.
Well, that's good, because we're going to be at some hopefully next year with new products under our new label. Queen Kitty, which we're working on logoing and everything for that. We're getting our bank account opened, and yeah, we're doing all the stuff we need to do to get our LLP, limited liability partnership, all properly set up and get our product on the market. And as soon as we have it on the market, we are going to let you know. We'll probably give you a sneak preview, to be honest. Y'all are always here, so you get to see it first. And then, so speaking of being always here and getting to see stuff first, if you want to interact with us, more in person, then come join us on our server. We're there most mornings and sometimes in the afternoons too. Let me throw this link up in here. We hang out, we chat, we smoke, we commiserate with each other, we laugh with each other, we work out with each other.
Sometimes we just drink.
Sometimes we just zone out with each other
and don't say anything.
Literally today, you would get to meet, like, if you don't know Nex, you would get to meet Nexus by hanging out in there. Literally today, we were working. And Nexus was just hanging out in there smoking a blunt. Like, we was all just hanging out in the same room.
Just shooting the shit.
It was fucking fantastic. And I really love that kind of shit. So bring one, bring all. The only thing is, you got to treat each other with respect. We're all human beings, and you don't have to agree with our choices, but we do have to treat each other with respect. So there's no, isms or phobias allowed in our Discord. Just saying.
So this Las Vegas Cannabis Museum is it's called Cannabition, and it opens at the Neonopolis. Tickets start at just $4.20.
$4.20. Say it ain't so.
It will feature a 360-degree theater and a 22-foot glass bong, the world's largest, it says. Which is
called Guinness.
Yeah, it was hand blown by Jerome Baker Designs, and so of course products are not available and cannot be consumed on site.
Nope.
It doesn't. Well, this is does not allow social cannabis use, so that's in the works of being changed. So yeah, that's an older article from back in April.
But here's the thing. They are opening consumption lounges where you can consume and purchase on site. It'll probably be like small amount purchases. So it's not like when you're going to the dispensary to buy your medicine, but it's like, hey, I'm hanging out with my friends and I'm buying it like a couple of eighths or a couple of joints or something like that.
A lot of places have bring your own. It's
but I think I read with their law that they can dispense as well. I think they're licensed to dispense, because that's brilliant.
Oh my gosh, they're open 24/7. And of course they are
24/7 because they're Vegas and
they're smart.
That's in Las Vegas. Now, I want to say this, that things that happen in Vegas aren't going to happen all over the state. So the whole state may not be open 24/7, but Vegas has gotten permission to be open 24/7 because Vegas is open 24/7 with that small little glitch of COVID-19 in 2020, 2021 happening still today. Be careful out there. But with that, they closed down for a little bit. It was weird. It was like apocalyptic a little bit. Yeah. Where everything, like New York Times Square was empty and Vegas was like a ghost town, and yeah, it was really kind of freaky.
We did talk about the Paiute tribe opening the first cannabis drive-through. I think we covered that.
We did cover that. And New York has a couple tribes moving in that direction as well. So they're going to have dispensaries open before anybody else. I've heard rumors that New York is loopholing their laws right now. And so just be careful is what I want to say to you. It may be everywhere right now. And that's the way of the world. That's what happens when we legalize. People think, oh, then I can just bring it in, and imports are not allowed. So it's usually what's happening when you're getting them at places like gas stations and bodegas. Just saying, be careful. But they're not the enforcement division that's going to be ultimately charged with enforcing cannabis regulations and laws in the state, there's going to be a whole organization for that. And they will start cracking down on places like that. And when they do, if you get caught up in that shuffle, it's bad news for you. So just be careful. You know, keep an eye on your six, if you will.
So I don't know. I think I must be like on the very specific Las Vegas train right here, just because all of these are specifically for Vegas. It's funny. Right next to each other is cannabis advertisements ban in the Las Vegas. Same time a month later, a Las Vegas dispensary secures the in-flight advertisements with an airline.
So they can't do it in the airport, but while you're in flight,
in the books, your Sky Mall or whatever you're getting from them.
That's so contradictory. That's crazy contradictory.
It is. I'm not clicking on these. I'm just reading headlines, and if y'all have anything to say about them, feel free to jump in.
Anything new happening in Colorado right now? Since we're in Colorado.
Since we are in Colorado. I know I have a lot of things to go over just for the changes that are going to be happening in 2022. They're already, they're set. Ladies getting comfortable. Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
we see.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, hi, here, you need a pillow.
I love my dog, y'all.
Yeah, she loves you too.
Let's see what's going on in Colorado.
We grew 24% more cannabis this year, or in 2020, than in previous years, I guess. That's not super interesting. We're going to continue
1.8 million pounds of cannabis at 24. Okay.
We're going to continue to grow more cannabis, y'all. That's just what we like to do out here.
This is fun. Affordable housing project to use hemp-based materials. Let's see what this is about.
Gonna save the world.
Global Hemp Group, a health future through sustainable business strategies group. Okay. Has acquired 664 acres of land in Hayden. That's in northern Colorado.
I'm glad you knew that because I didn't know where Hayden was.
Yeah, it's near Steamboat.
Okay. That's why you know that.
Yeah, some of our patients live out that way. Mm-hmm. But also, like, they just opened up adult use.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Like, no medical, adult use. Open like 7 in this tiny ass town.
So weird. They put a moratorium on medical and on adult use clearly, and then wait till how many years later to allow it?
Yep.
Great.
Yep. They're building affordable housing with hemp-based materials over the next 25 years. This is a Vancouver, Canada-based company. And it is the third land purchase by the company this year, bringing the total to 874 acres.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The land will be used first to grow hemp before the housing project begins. The company will first showcase the hemp material homes on a 44-acre site. So the vertically integrated project contemplates the beneficial use of substantial existing water resources to irrigate and cultivate industrial hemp, process and utilize hemp in the on-site manufacturing of green renewable construction products, and finally build affordable carbon neutral, carbon negative housing.
So they're going to use this plot of land for all of those projects.
Yeah, so they've got 874 acres, and they are going to start with a kind of like they're going to grow it, but they're going to have a 44-acre site that has like the proto homes. And let's see.
And then they're going to grow it, they're going to harvest it, they're going to process it, they're going to build it.
Yep. As we were fortunate because our master plan is really, really clear about how that area is to develop. The town manager, Matt Mendisco from, I guess, the town of Hayden, we have provided documents to them, and they are very aware of it. So it also fits the town's tradition of agriculture. So it's not farming wheat or raising cattle, but it's still agriculture. And yeah,
doing agriculture in a different way, and it's also very environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
It's sustainable.
So,
I love stories like that. Our ladies from the sustainability show would love that. Would love that article also, probably.
So that was from Ganjapreneur. The author was T.G. Branfault. So, good stuff.
He looks like he lives in Colorado.
This is the good, good things going on.
That wasn't
hemp.
That wasn't.
Yes, he does.
He looked. I mean, he literally looks like he knows what he's talking about from Colorado.
Go Pueblo County. Cannabis taxes yield $2 million in scholarships.
That one.
Okay.
That one's from July, but still.
Yeah, we haven't read this headline.
Oh, is it 420? Yay!
Yay!
420.
Yay!
Yay! We don't even know where our blunt is right now. We are clearly extremely highly stoned.
I'm not gonna say no on that. So we're just on the Ganjapreneur website. So this is also from this is a report: cannabis arrests down in Colorado, but Black people still disproportionately targeted. Same author, T.G. Branfault, bringing us interesting views. That may or may not be the expressed views of the cannabis
warning,
closet.
We may or may not agree with the views and
Or statements.
Thank you, of the writers of the stories that we're bringing you, but we are bringing you the stories because we like to bring you the truth about what's happening in the cannabis industry, and this is the truth about what's happening in the cannabis industry. And also across America, Black people are disproportionately arrested for various crimes, including cannabis use, possession, and consumption, and distribution.
So it says a Colorado criminal justice report showed a 68% decline in cannabis-related arrests since legalization, but arrest rates for Black people are still more than double those of white people. A new Colorado Division of Criminal Justice report covering Colorado's cannabis reforms found a 68% decline in cannabis-related arrests between 2012 and 2019, from 13,225 to 4,290. However, the arrest rate for Black people, 160 per 100,000, was still more than double that of white people, 76 per 100,000. The report also found a 3% increase in arrests related to cannabis production. Stan Heike, Executive Director of the Department of Public Safety, said the information in the report is presented in a comprehensive and unbiased manner. This report provides a wealth of valuable information to help policymakers, law enforcement, schools, the marijuana industry, and the public understand the effects of legal recreational marijuana in our communities. Okay.
Mm-hmm. The effects are that Black people are still disproportionately arrested for cannabis related crimes than white people. That's
I'm not even gonna say, oh god, this is what they always have to report on. And I guess in lots of cases it's like, okay, do they take into they probably don't. Anyway, well, you're like, they don't. Well, the report does show a 140% increase in the number of traffic fatalities where the driver tested positive for any cannabinoid, 55 in 2013 to 132 in 2019. It notes that the detection of any cannabinoid in blood is not an indicator of impairment, but only indicates presence in the system.
Thank you for saying that, because
they do clarify that.
Literally, I feel like the theys of the world, the powers that be, will literally find any way to blame cannabis for anything. And so I was just waiting for them to say, yup, if you had cannabis in your system, then it could have been a factor in those fatalities, when really in reality, you don't have enough evidence of that that non-fact. I don't think it's fact.
I like this author. Okay, so he's like, the report also found an increase in calls to poison control, mentioning cannabis exposure increased from 41 in 2006 to 276 in 2019. However, there are several factors that can lead to that increase, including people more willing to call poison control for exposure to a legal substance. The study also found no significant change in the past 30-day cannabis use among teens post-legalization, with 19.7% of respondents in the Healthy Kids Colorado survey admitting to using cannabis over the last 30 days in 2013, compared to 20.6% in 2019. The rate of juvenile cannabis arrests has decreased 42% from 599 in 2012 to 349 in 2019. The report is required by a 2013 bill and is published every other year. So they are continuing this. I know, I think
it's not a bad idea to track these things, but also I think we have to look at the context of.
They are like, and this is where they're going with this. They are looking at, or it's the way that I see it from the way that medical regulations are being pushed, or even just testing and everything in between, is that they are trying to start saying that we need to limit our THC percentages and cap them.
Can we talk about this?
We cannot. Yeah.
Okay. Can we talk about, though, like, hear me out. Would it be bad to, I think it would have to be twofold, is what I'm going to say about it. I think it would have to be twofold if we're going to limit the amount of THC in the product up to and including the plant. I think we have to increase the amount of other cannabinoid availability. So what I'm saying is, because I've been saying this for a long time, just kind of like a little under my breath, I guess. But like, we've bred this plant to a point where it has this high amount and high percentage of THC, and it has lost other important compounds as a result of that.
Yes.
You know, like, y'all, not to compare the plant to a dog, but listen, y'all know how your mutt is most likely going to outlive your purebred dog. It's because your purebred dog was bred for a specific purpose. And when that breeding happened, some of the good shit got bred out, right? So they get sick easier. They don't live as long, or they're more susceptible to disease or certain types of disease, etc. This is the same. The plant, similarly, when you breed it, overbreed, and continue to breed it to a specificity, you lose some of the other really important parts of what that plant was really valuable for. And I think that that's happening in our industry. And maybe we should pull back a little bit. I'm not saying that we should put numbers on patients. A lot of patients do need a high amount of THC to treat the symptoms of their illness. But I also think that we are lacking a lot of the cannabinoids that we, the people, used to get from, that
just
shit,
having whatever
just
you
having
got.
whatever you got.
You
right.
got what you got.
Right. But it did have those. It wasn't grown as well, I'll give you.
Depending on
who was growing it.
Who was growing it.
But a lot of it wasn't grown as well, I'll give you. But imagine if we perfected our grow techniques, or have our perfected grow techniques, and maintain the plant with all of its cannabinoids and terpenes that it grew in itself on its own, without tweaking it or breeding it to a specific I want to get high THC.
Yeah, we cannot limit that, and we cannot be saying that that's why we want to, limit it or grow it in ways that we have to cap it. It's just because then it becomes, it has to be destroyed, and we run into a Pennsylvania situation where we no longer can use the product because all of a sudden it's 1% over what is legal.
That happens. I think I want to say Ohio put a 35% limit on their flour, which at the time when I was teaching this information, we hadn't even hit 30% yet on a majority of our consistently testing THC levels in plants. But now we can see those consistent levels at 30, 32 and higher in the plant. But I am concerned that we're losing necessary cannabinoids that we need access to heal. THC is not the only thing. I don't agree that we should go into our dispensary and say, I want the highest THC. You want, what compounds does this plant have? THC, CBD, CBN, CBG, CBC. Some of these you guys have never even heard of, right? What terpenes does it have, right? Because those all work together in this specific way, synergistically, to heal your body and create a healthy human being, you know, or as healthy as we can get. And it treats a lot of symptoms, and different cannabinoids target different systems and different receptors. And so I think it's really important to have access to all of them. And I do have some concern about overbreeding for THC high percentages, but I also agree that we shouldn't be necessarily putting limits on it. So it's a little catch-22. It's a little sticky.
It's an interesting discussion for sure. And the thing is that we're having this discussion, but I don't think that your regulators are.
No, they're not. They're not having this discussion.
Yeah,
or not with anybody in the know. They might be having a brief discussion about this. This is what we're talking about right here. Mm-hmm. A brief discussion about this, you know, on their level of understanding, but they don't have I'm sorry, they're just not educated on this plant, and you know, they're doing other things. And
what they do see though, you know, because like any thing, people will overindulge and use it in manners that are seen more than the good that cannabis does, you know. So I remember when I was first working in a medical dispensary, and to see the craze of dabs come in full force, you know, from you know, I mean, understanding what a knife hit is and everything, to watching the, you know, to these beautiful, like, specific rigs being made, and literally watching some of these kids fall out after they've taken a rip because they were, you know, because of different overconsumption, or, you know,
lack of oxygen to your body. like
blood sugar. It takes a lot of, you know, in terms of,
like when you inhale all of that smoke, like literally, I mean, dab hits can be real life, but
so and again, we are adults, and we are, you know, allowed to use this in the manner that we choose, and even if it's seen this way. And the thing is that looking at it and it being regulated, it's not going to stop people from doing it. The more you regulate their purchase amount, or the more you regulate their THC amount, they're still going to do it. You know, again, people are going to start making theirs, you know, people are making their medicine at home. And so we are talking about regulating and taxing ourselves, taxing this plant to the point where they're like, oh, it's going to go towards all these great things like student education, and that's great. But what about just giving back to our actual system of, you know, medical patients, and why we started this, you know, education for why we should be promoting our medical program over our adult use program, where we continue to allow for rules to be made, but then limit our patients because of adult use numbers.
Yeah.
So that's my
feeling. I mean, this should be it should remain a patient-focused process, even if you include adult use. I mean, adult use is going to pay the bills, right? At the end of the day, I think also, okay, you want to get radical with me? It should be free on the medical side.
They won't allow it. Actually, there was a dispensary up here in the mountains that used to try and used to provide veterans with medicine for free, and the state came in and was like, "No." I'm like, "What? No, no." And yeah,
then I should be able to come in and pay 5 cents for it.
There was a word, yes, exactly. They worked around it. They made it. They still make it happen for those patients.
Here's 5 cents. Thank you for whatever it is I need.
All those patients have to do is say to them, I need help, and they will. So I love them as a facility,
I think that a portion of the money made on the retail side, since we're making so much money on the retail side, and they are reporting billions in tax dollars being received from adult use cannabis across these great United States where it's legal.
Here's where people have to pay attention, that where this money is going is that then there are things that are set up, applications, things that have to be submitted so that you can receive this money as a funded whatever school, or if you want a park built, or I've seen some things where like this was built by medical care, due to the taxes. I'm like one in like a million places that I've been in Colorado, so they do exist. But again, you have to go searching. It's not like they're just handing out the money, the taxes. So the tax dollars then go somewhere.
It just goes back to, it's a radical idea, but it should be a patient-focused program. The whole thing should be a patient-focused program. If a patient went through the steps to get their medical card, then they should be able to get their medicine for free or almost free.
Assistance to the medical dispensaries that have maintained their medical license status since adult use was licensed and allowed. Those owners took a huge hit in their capabilities to provide medicine. Licenses that production licenses shifted. The whole system shifted to this money centric aspect of the plant, and we lost a lot of headway in the way that it was talked about. Medical, how we're consuming it all quickly flipped. And it is, we ride the line of being social and medicinal because it helps us socially in ways that we wouldn't function. I'm just
gonna be real honest with you guys. I don't really enjoy the person I become when I'm constantly anxious, on the edge, and then also like I have anxiety and depression. So for me, it's like being on the edge of a cliff and also falling into a deep dark hole all at the same time. And it's just like, what do I do with that? Right? And cannabis has helped me live with my anxiety and my depression and work on it the way I need to. I can't do that on antidepressants. I can't do that on anxiety medication, anti-anxiety medication. I have tried those methods. Those methods don't work. Those methods are like this person that, is sitting here and having these conversations with you and getting mad and getting happy, laughing about things. This person doesn't exist on those medications, because the person on those medications is just apathetic, and there's nothing in this world that matters. And it doesn't not matter, but it doesn't matter. It's just like this weird limbo space where there's nothing. And I always say I would rather feel something than nothing. So do I have an occasional meltdown? Yes, I do. And it is not something I'm proud of, but also at least I feel something. And that's the difference.
And you're allowed to. And everyone's allowed to have meltdowns. We're not perfect.
But I'm also going to smoke a blunt at a party, y'all. Because I mean, it is what it is. And the reason that, lawmakers, I don't think lawmakers really understand that it can be both things. So it's a difficult thing. It's a difficult line to walk, I guess. Oh shit. I didn't see that story.
That was back
That's
in
back in May. That's why we don't see it around here.
Mm.
Oh, in dispensaries. Oh, we knew that
Dispensaries,
already.
yeah.
That's a hemp-based product. That's not news. Hemp-based products are not going to be sold in regulated cannabis dispensaries. It's not allowed in any state because they're two different. They're considered. They're not. They're the same. But I mean, they're it's like you know, red roses, yellow roses kind of thing. Okay. But they're all cannabis plants, is what I'm trying to say to you. But they're differentiated by THC percentage according to the laws. And anything that is produced from the hemp plant is not to be sold in the regulated market. So that's why you don't see stuff like that in dispensaries, or you shouldn't.
Right. I guess the new social equity program, they're only opening licenses up to neighborhoods that, or they're going to exclude neighborhoods that are already oversaturated with cannabis businesses.
Oh, please do.
So that's interesting. So we'll see what that means, being that there are, you know, dispensaries a dime a dozen down in Denver.
Right.
One of my practitioners is very interested in following this in terms of helping patients access that
medical cannabis in schools. It's going to be oils. It's going to be oil access for the kids. It's what it's going to be, and that's fine. It's fine. I you know, honestly, it puts me off to see a child smoking a vape pen. I can't. You know, I don't care if that child is 18 and 19 years old. I like literally.
It does.
Let your brain develop. I mean, I know it's fun. It's a good time. We all did it. Okay, but I didn't do vape pens because we didn't have vape pens when I was. Anyways, so what's a vape pen?
Vape pen. What? Colorado auctions cannabis themed license plate for a fundraiser.
Mm. Yeah.
So that's
anybody
Colorado.
Want us to look at your state? Just let us know in the comments. I don't have another blunt to smoke because I don't feel like packing one. So there's some here. Do you have a bowl? Or your
my bong's over here, yeah.
So and then I'll just hit this, and then you can hit that, and then we can definitely be smoking. Do we want to look at PA and see if there's anything interesting in PA before we go? Since I know we have.
I did see an article today that New Orleans is doing a Black Cannabis Expo Week.
Oh yeah, because Philly just had Black Cannabis Week in Philly, right? That was our friend Jason Mitchell was out there and had maybe a booth or an event, or I don't remember, and I apologize for that. However, if when you listen to this, if you would like to come on and talk to us about it, we would be happy to have you on a Wednesday to talk to us about what's going on with all that stuff. Yeah, we'll look at Florida real quick. Let's do Florida first since that was requested, and then we'll look at PA. This is all from the Ganjapreneur. You can also go to normal.org and also look at what the happenings in your state, but we're just kind of getting some headlines from Ganjapreneur today. And smoking the weeds.
Okay. Florida is home to one of the country's largest medical cannabis marketplaces.
Okay.
Wrote that.
Somebody that does not know anything
but
about
decriminalization and adult use reforms have so far evaded the state. Let's see. Justin Bieber reveals Peaches cannabis pre-rolls. I want to click on it just to see why it's in the Florida.
Go ahead and do that because
why it's in the Florida.
He's definitely Canadian. So I would like to know. I will tell you this. There's a song on my playlist, and I can't remember who the other person is on the.
It's okay.
On the song, but I know Justin Bieber is one of the people on the song, and I love the song so much. I think it's something about being a monster. But anyways, I hate that I love it because I am not a fan of Justin Bieber. I'm too old for that shit. Justin Bieber is after my time. And and what I mean is I was a full-grown adult when he was like teenage singing to all these little girls. So anyways, what's going on?
It's just talking about the company that he's partnered with that's out of Los Angeles with Peaches pre-rolls named after a song on his latest album.
I just cannot even.
They're available in California.
Florida.
As well as Florida. Sorry,
Oh,
as well as Florida.
Like, how did this get here?
No, Florida-based Peaches products will only contain 5 pre-rolls as per the state's restrictive medical cannabis rules.
And the others contain 7?
7, yeah. So 50 to 60 per pack with 7 half-gram joints. So about an eighth, I guess, is... If you,
go ahead, pay 50 to 60 a pack for an eighth of weed.
Which I got... and it was 22 for 6 half gram, and they were excellent. How did that happen?
I don't know.
It will reportedly donate to cannabis support groups, including Veterans Walk and Talk and the Last Prisoner Project.
Okay, I take it back, Justin Bieber. I'm a believer now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I am not. Don't you ever repeat that.
There's a portion of, so whatever that means. He's previously been candid about using cannabis to manage his own mental health.
We all are.
It's
okay. Oh, hey, listen. It keeps saying something about Forbes.
Mother of God. That's the second time I've done that today.
Did you spill it?
Yep.
Oh, do you need to take a hiatus?
Nope.
Okay. You're just like, I don't even care about it. One of our friends made Forbes. First Lady of Cannabis on Facebook. Nope, that's wrong. That's not her name. But I do want y'all to go look her up.
You want me to look it up on here?
She'll be on here. She says a lot. And I will be able to find her quickly, unless I need to find her quickly, and then I won't.
So we'll go ahead and I'll look at some other Florida headlines while you're looking for that. Florida advocates launch of ballot drive to legalize cannabis. They're wanting cannabis cultivation and use for adults. So again, an adult use needs 891,589 valid petition signatures by February 1st to get the question on the 2022 ballot. So Florida, if you would like adult use on your ballot,
well, make sure it's done right. Make sure it's the ballot initiative you want. Vote for the ballot initiative you want, but y'all have tried before. Good luck. Vote. November 2nd, you will have to vote on something you will need to vote on. So make sure you vote. These smaller elections matter more than the presidential election ever will. Listen, the president doesn't control anything. Look, right now, I know some of y'all aren't into politics, but there are 2 Democratic senators, yes, Congress people, whatever the fuck. They are being very problematic to getting things done in the Biden administration, which is not great. I will give you that. But the point is, it matters who you vote for beneath the president. And it matters the policies that you voice your opinion about that the president doesn't have anything to do with. Okay? Your vote matters. So make it matter. Make it count. Go get involved. November 2nd. Okay. So my friend's name, First Lady of the West Coast. That is her name. First Lady is the first name. Of the is the middle name. And West Coast is the last name. Get on it. She is the founder of Herb of Life Cultivation. She is at BizCon right now. Black Girl Magic OG is her brand. And She was recently on the cover of, well, yes, I am a singer, MC, songwriter, and cannabis entrepreneur. I do my own graphic work. So maybe she did that. I don't know if she was or not for now. I'm too high to notice. Now I'm too high.
Not fact checked.
Not fact checked. But if she was on the cover, yes, let's look. Let's click this. This is Forbes. Herb of Life Cultivation. So I'm not making this shit up. I just saw that graphic shit and I was like, hold up, let me just fact check this. Promoting positive actions over stigmas. So definitely
nice.
She got an article in Forbes about her. She's based out of San Francisco. And she has her own brand. So definitely if you're out that way, definitely check out Black Girl Magic OG. And this article looks really interesting, so I'm going to put it in my queue because I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
Yeah.
But I did see it, and I remembered it when you were reading that thing about Forbes. So I'm really happy for her, and a shout out to the first lady of the West Coast and Black Girl Magic OG.
That is excellent.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
There are a lot of Florida articles on here. I think they're all older. They're pre-April of this year, and it is talking a lot about the regulations that have been on cannabis, and where they are pushing for those THC caps and not allowing for adult use capabilities. I mean, get your medical in check first, people, like before y'all try to, throw, because adult use does change things. Like if you really, and I know he doesn't, but if Florida cares about their patients,
they don't.
Then they'll be considering this. But talk more about it, my friends.
It's crazy. Florida it baffles the mind.
I mean, well, they're saying it's ranked third for cannabis sales. Y'all don't have the capability. What I don't,
they're ranked third in monetary amount of cannabis sales, because I just think it's more costly.
Yeah. So
they're making more money off of less,
right?
Less patients, less products.
Right. Boo, boo, Florida.
Yeah, because you guys have a pretty strict system, and you guys got to see a doctor pretty regular to maintain your card, and it's
but that's what they're initiating here in Colorado with 18 to 20-year-olds.
Boo.
Interesting. So
this is it. This is the story. What does the ganjapreneur say? Florida. That's Florida. A different one. That's Florida. Let's talk about this.
So we're going to talk about this one. Fired for her medical cannabis use.
Oh, so this is different.
Florida high school teacher was fired
in the classroom
for medical cannabis use after being drug tested following an at-work injury that resulted from a student pushing her on a flight of stairs.
Oh my God. She was assaulted and then they fired her. What the actual fuck?
So the Brevard County School Board in Florida voted this week 3-2 in favor of terminating Allison Enright, a teacher at the Space Coast Junior-Senior High School who tested positive on a drug test for medical cannabis use. One, it's medical cannabis use, and that shouldn't even have to be on her.
If she has her medical card, I don't see why this is a thing. I think she should be able to take them to court. But she's on a teacher's salary, so good luck. Somebody take her case pro bono. Do you, Wilson, know any attorneys that would take this woman's case pro bono?
Morgan and Morgan? Can Morgan and Morgan step up? Medical cannabis is legal in Florida, but the plant remains Schedule 1, member, which we know, which is what we want changed.
So she didn't. Okay, I just want to say this. Remember what I just said about workman's comp? Is that what it's called? Workman's comp. Mm-hmm. Workman's comp. Okay, they don't want to pay it, right? Here's the thing. She didn't injure herself. She didn't fall off of a ladder when she was hanging a display in her classroom, right? She didn't trip over a rug, right? She didn't, hit her face on a I don't know. I'm just making shit up now. But you understand what I'm saying? There was no personal negligence. A student assaulted her, and they felt the need to drug test her so that they wouldn't have to pay her workers' compensation. You guys, in a legal fucking medically legal state.
She says she takes her THC pill twice a day, and that was before switching to medical cannabis. She was taking opioids.
Oh, let me see. Parents, would you rather your child's teacher be high on cannabis or high on opioids? Let me know.
So she made a statement. I want to make it clear I don't do drugs. I don't smoke pot. I don't get high. I love teaching. It's just not just what I do. It's who I am. I've been at a loss without my students and colleagues. Space Coast High is my family, and I want to go back. This was her addressing the school board. So despite this, and despite supportive statements from multiple coworkers who attested to her positive work record, the school board ultimately voted to uphold Enright's firing, which officially took place Wednesday.
I cannot.
The decision will receive a hearing for review within the next 60 days. They all expressed regret at having to let go of an
No, you don't regret that shit. Give me a break right now.
Wish we could turn back the clock.
No, you don't. Were they never mind. I know they were.
Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how unfortunate it is this has happened, said board member Cheryl McDougall, who voted in favor of firing Enright. I wish we could turn back the
unfortunate that you're
clock.
such a stuck-up bitch.
Turn back the clock and give her back her job.
Yeah,
Is that
give
what
her
you'd
back
like
her
to do?
fucking job. She's an effective teacher, and she's not a fucking drug addict.
Oh, but this is Florida. So Marion County School Board fired their high school dean, Mike Hickman, a military veteran, over his use of medical cannabis for his combat wound related.
Are you kidding right now? Like, we're gonna.
And this is why Florida is dumb.
I mean, a veteran who has an injury. Really?
So this is what they're doing.
Really. Thank you, Graham Abbott, for that story. If you ever hear this, thank you. We appreciate you, entrepreneur.
So that was back in March.
I mean, still, like, I wonder if there's a follow up to that story. I would love to hear what's happening with that. I mean, that's come on. I cannot.
And that is the page one.
That's Florida.
Florida Ganjapreneur. We want to go check out PA real quick.
Do they even feel like, yeah, like what happened with the assault? Like, did they charge this minor with assault? What did they do about the assault? I guess Pennsylvania, because we have PA in here. Like, what do they do? Yeah. That's insane to me. I hit that too. You know what's gonna happen after this is I'm gonna eat a Totino's hamburger pizza, and she's gonna probably eat pepperoni, and we're going to oh wait, you have to go do a thing, but then after that we're gonna eat pizza and veg out on the couch, watching mindless TV, like the kind that you would maybe be embarrassed to watch, but not really, because we all do it. Don't be embarrassed.
Here's one we can lead off for. Medical cannabis patient is suing their former employer for termination.
Get it, boo-boo.
A Pennsylvania man is suing his former employer, claiming the company violated the Americans with Disabilities Act and Pennsylvania Human Relations Act when he was fired for using medical cannabis. Kevin Dennis said he was fired by the First Quality Tissue last year after testing positive for cannabis despite a physician's recommendation for the state's medical cannabis program. In the lawsuit, Dennis contends that he never reported to his job as a warehouse worker under the influence and that it didn't affect his job performance. In September 2020, upon learning of his recommendation, First Quality demanded he take a drug test, and Dennis complied, but reminded his employers that it would come back positive for cannabis, which it did, and he asked them to engage in a process to determine whether his use of medical cannabis could be granted, but he was instead fired.
So ridiculous.
Yes. So he also filed a complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, according to court documents outlined by Penline. The lawsuit seeks past and future lost earnings and benefits, unspecified all the punitive damages and additional damages for emotional
he was
distress.
hired the year before, and he obtained his recommendation because he has neuropathy and anxiety and depression.
Which is great that they're on the list. Ours, it is not on the Colorado recommendation, though. We know it is beneficial, and PTSD is one of our qualified
it just got on the list.
Which was only approved last year,
yeah.
like 2 years ago, I guess, if time
2
flies.
years,
Yeah. So
and it took a lot of veterans, a lot of like time and tears and showing up at these hearings to get that on the list.
Where they like to tell you, you don't really need it, and you're just lying to us about, because you want to use marijuana. So last year, the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania granted permission for a medical cannabis patient to move forward with a lawsuit alleging her employer wrongfully terminated her for her cannabis use despite being registered with the state medical cannabis program.
Listen,
so
if your state has a medical cannabis program and a doctor gives a recommendation to use cannabis and your blood test comes back positive for cannabis, you should not get fired for that. It is a doctor's recommendation. If a doctor recommended that you take these opioids and then they do a drug test and it comes back positive for whatever the drug, the ingredient, whatever, they don't fire you for that because a doctor gave you that, right? If your state has a legalized medical program, a doctor has to recommend the cannabis. We're not just, listen, if you have an adult use program also, if you let your employees go home and drink after work, then you let your employees go home and imbibe however they choose after work, as long as it's not affecting their work performance when they come back to work, as long as they're not doing it on the job. But I digress. If you have a medical program, that means your state has said that medical use is something that they have approved, that they believe that there is a medicinal use for this plant. Your state is saying that out loud by regulating medicinal cannabis. And so once they've said that, then the employers, I don't give a shit how corporate you are. If you are residing in that state, then you need to change the rules for that state. Or change the rules company-wide, because really the rules are stupid and ridiculous. Honestly, at the end of the day.
I know one specific patient who basically gave up his 25-year job because again, a stupid, not involved with work-related accident happened, not his fault. And yet he was the one that was like, you're going to have to be drug tested. And he's like, I won't. And he's like, and he gave
Why? If it didn't happen at work?
It happened at work. His boss asked him to do something that he was not supposed to, that he was like, I need help doing this. And she was like, do it anyway. And then,
because they don't want to pay the workers' compensation. I would like you to put that in writing, ma'am.
And something happened where the windshield of his car got broken. And so therefore he got tested, or they were like, we're going to have to test you. And he was like, here's my jacket. And they were like, what? He's like, I'm not going to subject myself to a test when you guys know that I am a medical cannabis patient, and that is going to come up. And because of where we work, he's like, I'm going to get fired. And he's like, so I respectfully decline and peace out, motherfuckers. And he was a 25, and they still say
crazy.
25 years. And they still say, oh, we would love to hire you back.
Well, then do it. Like literally stop testing for cannabis. It's just so stupid. There's too much. Listen, not to get too political here, but Republicans got to go. Like, the state of the Republican Party right now is in dire need of a revamp. You only have a few people crossing the aisle for this particular subject, and there's too much science right now. There's too much R&D in the United States and across the overseas, across the seas, that proves that cannabis is very beneficial for the health of human beings. Just general health, just general overall health, like taking a fucking vitamin, you guys. it's very beneficial, and there's so much proof to that. Why are you ignoring the facts? And why are you ignoring the citizens of your state? Because I'll tell you this, when I say that statement, the Republicans got to go, I'm talking about the people in charge right now. When it comes to cannabis, specifically, we're talking about cannabis. We can talk about other stuff on somebody else's show. But specifically, when we're talking about cannabis, the Republican Party's problem is the politicians. Because the citizens in Republican-led states want cannabis overwhelmingly. It is a it's a nonpartisan issue. It's bipartisan, but I don't know what the fuck you're supposed to say about it. But anyways, I'm too high to care. What I'm saying is it crosses across the aisle, both as far as citizenship goes. Democrats and Republicans and all of those in between are pretty much mostly in agreement that cannabis is not a dangerous substance, that it does have medicinal properties, and it can be used also in an adult use situation. So overwhelmingly, we just have to change the leadership. We do. We gotta bring new leadership in. I mean, there's other issues there that we could talk about, like I said, on somebody else's show, but we talk about cannabis here, sometimes mushrooms. So,
and it's interesting where, grants and money are allowed for some places, but then not, but we're going to totally block at the capability to even have cannabis, unless you own a big business.
Yeah. You know what we're talking about today, just as an overall premise, is it is absolutely. This is from watching mindless television. Okay, first world problems here is absolutely asinine that anybody in this fucking country lives on the street without actually wanting that lifestyle. And it's ridiculous that anybody in this country goes hungry or is cold or doesn't have air conditioner in the summertime. Like, absolutely ridiculous. We're literally binge watching a show where they take food, right? They take food, edible shit, and they fucking make, they engineer shit out of it. Robots, cars. And one was a fashion show. They made like a whole dress out of gelatin, right? Okay. And then all I can think when I'm watching this show, though, like, as entertaining as it is and as ingenuitive as it is, because there's like this, it's engineered and it's kind of cool. But then I think, like, they built a city block, right? Like a little city block out of food with a 5-foot food sculpture. And then they put it on this machine that shakes it like an earthquake. And all the food falls on the fucking ground and nobody can eat it. And you know where it's going to go? It's going to go in the fucking trash, right? Why do we have enough money to do that and we can't feed the people starving on the streets?
That is
or give free cannabis to people in need.
Or give free cannabis to people in need. I think those are great questions. And
I would like for somebody to answer. I'm going to be silenced. No, somebody's going to silence me.
I've always had those questions about the cooking shows. It's like, do the other chefs get to try it? Do you get to eat it? Like, who? Like, I want to know about like the some of those cooking.
Yeah,
shows.
well,
like,
I was reading,
where is this food going?
Because I love to watch MasterChef because I have a undying love for Gordon Ramsay. I just do. But there's so much. I feel like there's so much food waste on there, and the food gets cold before they can taste it, and then they got to make 3 dishes, and then they throw it away, and there's so much food. Like, there could be some behind the scenes stuff, and I would really hope that there are in some of these shows where they like donate unused products to like shelters and stuff like that. But on the whole, there's still wasting. There's still a waste of food happening.
The staff, like the staff gets like to eat something. I don't know.
But there's still a waste of food. So it doesn't make sense to me why a single person in this country goes hungry. It doesn't make any sense to me when you see stuff like that, when there's millions put in. Yeah, I don't. Okay, it's under the thing. I'm
just
like,
don't kick it. Just don't kick it.
We lost the bong.
Lost the bong. Didn't lose the bong.
So that's just what we're saying. Okay, listen, we have had a very long work Wednesday talking about all of these things, but I want to let you guys know where you can reach us. So you can reach us at canvascloset420@gmail.com. If you have any questions, you want to see something on the show, you want to hear about something on the show, hit us up, canvascloset420@gmail.com. Come hang out with us in Discord. I did just share that, but I'll share it again. I'll share another link with you guys. Discord link. Let's copy it again.
We are doing an Instagram giveaway. So while you're pulling that up, we are trying to get to 1,000 followers. We have not even met the 100 follower mark. So we have not been.
Instagram is hard work.
We have been posting on it though. Like I mean, more. You know,
more and more. We're getting more and more posts.
I mean, I would
we could
say
do better at social media.
Once or twice a week, I'm putting something on there, which is good for me. You know,
I just posted a TikTok for the first time in probably close to a month, or maybe a little less. I mean, maybe a couple weeks. I just got fed up, and I just kind of like I only post on my Instagram.
But you can find us on the Discord if you want to see us live.
Right there.
And
No makeup.
And available and early.
Onesies.
You know, sometimes after the show, sometimes, you know. But don't rely on us to be there. If you want to be in the Discord and
go hang out with each other.
Go hang out, invite your friends there. It's a place.
Don't be mean to each other.
Don't be mean. It's a place for everyone to hang out that has a like mindset as we do.
Mm-hmm. And smoke a blunt and smoke a blunt.
Find new people to chill with. And you know,
sometimes it's comforting to just be in there. Yeah, so you can find us on Instagram, Cannabis Closet 420. Find us on YouTube, the Cannabis Closet Podcast. Facebook is Canna Closet 420. We apologize that they're all different. It's because that's how they made us make them. Twitch is twitch.tv/Cannabis Closet 420. Mostly if you look up Cannabis Closet 420, you can find us. And we post the show after the show on the different podcast stations. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, and wherever you find your favorite podcast is likely going to have us
look
there.
For our faces, because if it doesn't pop up our faces, then it's not us. Because there are other Cannabis Closet shows and such out there.
They're talking about growing, so maybe check them out. I don't know. But Discord is like more personal, you know, so you would be able to like, we go out there and like have video chats and stuff. So if it's something you're interested in, we'd love to have you. But yeah, our biggest and only rule is just to be nice to each other. We don't allow no isms, and we don't allow no phobies. So I don't think you're not scared of nothing. So I really hate that terminology, but yeah, we don't allow that stuff. So just be nice to the humans and respect each other, and then you can hang out. And that's the vibe. That's it. I think we cashed this.
Oh, I did pack a little one on.
A little. Anything else?
I don't think so. I think it's time to thank you everyone that has joined. Again, find us on Instagram. Invite your peoples to
come hang out with
us too.
Like, share, comment. All that stuff builds algorithms and stuff. Invite your friends here. We're here every Monday and Wednesday at 4:20 Mountain Standard Time, doing our thing, talking about stuff in life. And sometimes we're laughing, and sometimes we're crying, and sometimes I'm yelling.
But we always have a bowl of blunt or something to bring us back.
Bring us back to
and keep moving with the day.
Keep moving with the day. So I just want to remind everybody to be nice to yourselves and put your mask on before assisting others.
Cultivate love. And as always,
stay lifted.
Oh, I guess I can hit the button.
I think I hit the middle of the bowl. I didn't do the thing. Here, I'll hit the button. You take the bottom. Y'all stay lifted. Have a good evening. And we love y'all.